roaming around the map.
Okay, so let's actually get to it, guys, and introduce the two teams. This time, I'm gonna take Team Liquid here. Rehgar, being played by Gerd, I'm heard. Aether Angel goes for the AZMODUNK. Sport Billy, one of the new faces here in the roster, playing Zagara, and Chris, of course, his beloved Li Ming. And last but not least, we have Shohana, being played by Shad. Wow, so Shad, he is like the jack of all trades, playing a melee assassin in the last game. Now he goes for the main tank. Cool stuff.
Yeah, seems to be taking up the role that Lowell used to take here. But let's have a look at the team on the right-hand side here. We are going to see the red team, which is all grouped up in the mid lane. We see Lothair playing the Tyrande Q on that Kale Thas. We see there, I'm really bad with the pronunciation of some of these players' names. Volstad, Venabili, and Arcane playing the Zul. And in the bot lane, it is ZZZ, once again playing that Chen.
How do you actually want people and casters to pronounce your name when you name yourselves ZZZ? I mean, if I were a player, I would actually think of my name like to be cool. It has to sound cool, be easy to pronounce, has to stick in people's memories. I'm not sure if ZZZ cares too much about this, but now we actually see what we have been talking about. Evil Murkies, they have a lot of wave kill and actually push back Team Liquid here and secure themselves the first coins in the top half of the map. So this was definitely a minor success for them here, stacking themselves up to 5 coins. And Team Liquid, they're countering though. They sent Gerdam here down to the bottom lane and supporting Sport Billy and the Zagara a little bit more. And so basically it's a 5 versus 5 split now.
Yeah, so they're able to just roam around right now. Both teams looking for the coins.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're going to try and go for the mercenaries when they're up. But right now, Zul getting roamed up to in the top lane, but he's able to pull back to his tower and play that a little bit safer after the attempted gank attempt.
Here we go, and Aether Angel, of course, is going to be a player that we pay special attention to. Thanks to Ali's UI, we see now the stacks very nicely. It is actually being indicated when you hover over the Globe of Annihilation. Should be very easily to see for you guys. Bonus damage 50 right now, so actually after 1 minute and 50, we actually have 50 bonus damage as well on the AZMODUNK, something that not many solo queue players can claim to have.
Yeah, but we are seeing a huge amount of focus onto him there. Took a lot of damage, but is still roaming. Ooh. Not going to heal up. Nice kill there onto Kael'thas. Very good shot there.
Yeah, rippy indeed. I actually didn't see what was killing him there. But,
it was Chris.
It was Chris with an arcane orb, most likely, but definitely good job here. Aether Angel, of course, he's going to be the man that we have to watch, as we mentioned, because in the late game, when you manage to get like 100 globes, 200 globes, and you manage to get that really fast, then you are going to dunk people through the ground all the way to the grave. And the cool thing is that when you have a team that actually supports you when stacking, you don't really have to be the one who gets the last hits on the minions.
Yeah.
Because there's a 1 second time window, I believe, where the enemies can actually, or excuse me, your allies can actually finish off the minions, and it still counts as a stack.
Exactly. As long as the minion dies within the time period that you hit it with your Q, either before or after, then you are fine. And there, dodging the stun nicely, but takes so much damage,
rippy.
He goes down.
Yeah, and we mentioned that is exactly what the Evil Murkies have to do. They have to keep Aether Angel low, they have to keep him busy in order for him to mess up some of these stacking attempts here. But, you know, also nice to get that additional XP in there. In the meantime, we see on the bottom, Shen against Zagara, the immovable object here, pretty much. We can see why Chen is considered to be such a strong solo laner. Not only is he a bully, because he can just jump in, damage you, and shield himself, but also these Hydralisk won't really do a whole lot. And Sport Billy actually getting a little bit low on mana here, but he just can't get through the shields of Chen.
Yeah, he is getting little bits of harass due to the fact that he still has to worry about positioning a little bit. But overall, Chen is doing a fantastic job laning against one of the hardest to lane against heroes in the game. And once again, Team Liquid neglecting a bit on the coin front here to focus on continuing to stack. And this means that we're going to be able to see Evil Murkies pick up both chests here.
Yeah. Actually, a beautiful flight coming in here from Venabili to secure themselves not only the top, but also the bottom chest here. And now they have 17 coins total, which is an absurd amount after 4 minutes. You normally see not such a disparity between the two teams. Venabili also trying to turn in his 7 coins now. Something you can also see that pro teams seem to do a little bit differently is that they don't immediately all rush to Captain Blackheart and turn in. Because sometimes they actually want to get a little bit more value out of these cannon shots by damaging buildings with their heroes first and saving the cannon shots for later.
Yep, those who are wondering about how that really works, for example, if you have your first 10 coins available for the turn, if you take half health off of one of the towers in mid lane, you are guaranteeing that all those shots will kill that middle fort. So you guarantee that you actually get the fort as well, don't have to push in to finish it off, whereas if you go with a full health tower, it will not get the final hit.
Absolutely. Very well explained, Dr. Tetcher. Now we see the first turn in, though, for the Evil Murkies. Looks like they were not willing to wait any longer. There we go. Like, broadside coming in there, destroying the defenses in the middle lane for Team Liquid. In the meantime, we have Shen now being a little bit pressured here. ZZZ needs to run away as quickly as possible. But thankfully for him, Gerdamherd was not able to chase him down in time. That's also the tricky thing about Shen. Whenever you think you can kill him, sometimes he actually gets those shields in and you find yourself exposed because you chased him actually too deep.
Yeah, it was worse when he, they did enough damage to the tower there to be able to get the fort, but it was worse when he had, like, the instant activating of Stormfire. That was the fun one. Just like, you want to kill Chen? No, brew. You want to kill Chen? No, brew, because he had the reduced brew cooldown talent as well. You want to kill Chen? Nope. You finally broken through the brew? Oh, nope. He has his ult, an instant second health pool.
Yeah, and we now see level 10 unlocked for the Evil Murkies, so that means it is heroic ability time. We see Mighty Gust coming in for Falset once more. We see Wandering Kag for Chen, so no Storm, Earth, and Fire here. Poison Nova and Phoenix, you know, that's a lot of AoE damage coming in there. And Rhaegar, although he's considered to be one of the strongest supports in the game right now, he has some AoE healing, but not the most decent one, especially not before he gets that Tidal Wave talent. So if they manage to get a good early team fight and unleash their Nova and their Phoenix, they might actually get some serious damage done. Now, Shen actually getting away with a Wandering Kick. You see you later, buddy.
He gets that wonderful talent there. And Tyrande taking the Shadow Stalk for the extra healing, so she is going for the solo support style. Johanna, on the other hand, is yet to pick her level 10.
Yeah, and I really like this move because I'm here like,
Chen, he's still alive! There's the gust!
He's still alive, he's still kicking, and they get the Mercenary Camp. Beautiful rotations by Venabili here, and they might actually get Chris. No, Gerdamherd dropping the Ancestor Healing just in time. But you mentioned something very cool, Tetcher. Johanna, okay, now she picked it, but she went for Falling Sword. So, she's a hero where you can't really expect, like, or where you can't really predict heroic ability 100%, right? Because, can you maybe tell us why Falling Sword has become such a wonderful heroic ability to pick lately?
The Falling Sword basically just got a damage buff. It's as simple as that. It chunks now. You can set it up. You get it has good movement speed, so you can chase people down with it, drop on them, set up for your team, or chase people down because then suddenly your tank's in the backline, causing huge amount of chaos. Oh my god, that more! The dunk does not land for it though, but there's the laser coming out, but the barrel interrupts it. Here comes the Shadow Stalk to try and escape. Here comes Falling Sword, and Q gets chunked down here. He goes down, ZZZ focus 2, and it's just Tyrande. Can they get her? There's the orb, there's the laser. Will we see the dunk? There's the stun. Athero, it's up to you. Here's the dunk! Oh, she...
I don't think it would have been enough damage to take Lothar down anyway, but it certainly would have been a nice gimmick too as well. But the Evil Murkies, they just lost 3 heroes thanks to a great Maw coming in here from Sportbilly on the Zagara, so definitely nicely done. And you can see that those long-range Qs from AZMODUNK really stacking nicely even after 8 minutes. And we're actually going to take a look at Arthero Angel, like how big his balls have become here. Let's see. Throwing in another one. Beautiful skin, by the way. I have to mention that again. One of the coolest skins that we have
as well. Like behind the scenes sound design stuff for it was so cool to watch. Just like how they did the laser by like running the ball on a treadmill. That's one of the coolest things I've seen. Then slowing it down. Oh, bye Zul.
Wow, Zul actually falling here while we were taking a look at the stacks here from Athero Angel. 325 it was. So after 8 minutes and 42, he is already at almost 350. So this AZMODUNK is going to go to town here. And what often happens is that teams actually fall behind on purpose in the early game because they want to give AZMODUNK more time to stack. So not only do they have a big AZMODUNK, but they aren't even behind, right? So they are not 1 or 2 levels behind. They are not even forced to wait for AZMODUNK to become strong because he already is strong.
Oh, half health.
I mean, dealing so much damage to the squishy backline for Evil Murkies, that is going to be a pain in the butt.
Yeah, he does have to keep an eye on his mana because he's going to be spamming those, but look at the damage! It's so good. I'm seeing everyone drop low. Shen, though, doing his job. There's the barrel trying to separate out AZMODUNK, but AZMODUNK gets cleansed! He's able to retreat back through the rest of his team.
I was gonna say, why didn't actually AZMODUNK fall back, but you mentioned the reason why. It was the cleanse here, coming in from Garrett. Here, it's so beautifully done, but they still lose the Johanna. So also kudos to Evil Murkies, who managed to stay alive, although they took a ton of poke damage from Team Liquid.
Yeah, and right now we're seeing the Murkies try to use this to their advantage. They have turned in their coins, most of them anyway, and are now using the time, not turning in the rest of their coins, but instead to clear the lanes, play it safe. Q will sneak up here. He wants to try and get his turn in. Sport Billy, though, is here scouting it out, so Q will be denied for now, but the rest of his team, soaking experience, clearing the lanes, protecting top lane especially, they're doing a pretty solid job here.
Yeah, that was a beautiful display here, definitely, and you can really see like how Blackheart's Bay, when both teams are roughly at the same XP level, how it turns like into a siege battle, like who can control the objective a little bit better. But slam dunk, there we go. Q actually falling, not only Chris and his arcane spells, but also our Thero Angel from the backline here, shooting into Kalthas, and he is no more. He is now shark fodder in the water.
Yeah, we're seeing Chen once again retreating with
cleanse,
his barrel here. Yeah, very nice cleanse, so no one getting pushed into the base here. Chen will just continue to clear the lane, brew up. He's so hard to kill off.
Yeah, really good job here by Thero Angel and the rest of Team Liquid, and they also managed to get themselves a turn in, so you can really see like how this gap in global experience is slowly but surely going into their favor. And Zul just took a basketball to the face here, but he has that regeneration coming in from Radma's Blessing. I keep confusing the skeleton talents there. So,
the horn is just making me laugh. Every time AZMODUNK uses Black Pool, it has the air horn.
It is
makes me
so
laugh. I'm
good.
just like, oh, someone's about to get dunked. Where is it happening?
Tyrande? Oh, okay. So Lothar basically acting as a mobile ward here, not getting caught. But yeah, you mentioned it. I mean, the skin here, the Dunkmaden skin, is absolutely phenomenal, and it's by far one of the coolest skins out there. And every time you hear that horn, you know you are in trouble if you are a squishy backliner, right? You better
Here it is.
50% legitimately on that false step.
Oh, it's so strong. It's so fun, but they are doing a very good job healing it out here. Here comes the Starve, the Shadowstalk here. They're going to try and push in. Chen tanking a lot. The ball does hit Q here, but he's healed up already. Araken pushing very aggressively through as he comes falling forward into the backline, but now Shad's so separated.
That coordination was just through the roof by the Evil Murkies. They knew exactly when to use that Mighty Gust and push the Team Liquid members away, so Shad was all by himself exposed, and once again, that is the reason why they managed to kill the front tank. So I have to give credit to the Evil Murkies. They play extremely well in those team fights that initially don't necessarily look too good for them.
Yeah, especially considering that they are solo healing Tyrande. She is keeping up with the damage from AZMODUNK really, really well, using that cooldown, that huge cooldown reduction. She gets the Empower Pierce Sentinel combo, and just able to spam that out as much as possible. It's already got 2 seconds remaining, spamming out her Q as well. She did not take the empowered Q, the extra healing that you can get, but instead did take sprint for her own safety, but she's still dropping enough.
I also have to highlight Zagara's damage here. 53,000 in terms of hero damage. Take a look at Evil Murkies here. They are not even getting close to 20,000.
Yeah, they're really struggling for this. Wow, down he goes. That'd be animation. So Chen still continues to clear bot lane, whereas everyone else hanging around this turn-in area, wanting to try and get rid of all the coins that they're holding. Owl, cooldown reduction, yeah!
Here we go. So now both teams sort of with a poke comp here. I mean, AZMODUNK, of course, is the lord of poke in the late game, but also these Tyrande Sentinels will cause a little bit of damage. Then we also have the hammering from Falstad, we have those living bombs from Kalthas. So I think both teams are actually going to take very slow skirmishes and try to win down the enemy. But now we see a Maw. 2 people caught inside, and the basketball immediately!
The Maw into Dunk, the dream combo. They get 2 and they're chasing the rest, but they're not going to be able to catch. Actually, they might if they keep going. Nah. Looks like they will get out. Dunk coming in for just clearing out the minion wave there, so they can get all the rest of these coins. And Owl will not even hit Chris. He's able to get the turn in. And Team Liquid, with just that one play, looking incredible right now.
Yeah, that was really good stuff there from Team Liquid. I mean, everybody who has ever tried to play these combos that depend on timing with a Maw, like a Diablo, Apocalypse, for example, and a Zeratul, Void Prism, stuff like that, they know how hard it is to especially time these numbers and to time these abilities. But Team Liquid, man, Ethereal Angel has done a beautiful job at anticipating when to throw his basketballs. But the same can be said about, you know, Sport Billy, who is playing a phenomenal Zagara so far. Not only going crazy in the hero damages, but also landing those on-point maws.
Indeed. And do we have a stack count for Ethereal Angel? I am using the wrong UI.
Yes, sir. We can go for another one. So Ethereal Angel now currently maxed out at a 500.
Wow.
Solid. I mean,
500 before 15 minutes. That is incredible.
I can remember games where I basically had 100 stacks, 200 stacks at 20 minutes. So I always feel very bad in those kind of situations.
Yeah, you watch these and just like, wow, I should play AZMODUNK. And then you get to those points just like, are you serious? This is the teamwork that teams have? I hate everything.
I hate my life right now when playing these kind of AZMODUNK games. Exactly. You can really see how Team Liquid, they are now, by the way, level 20. So Storm tier talents have been unlocked. Johanna waiting a little bit. There are a couple of options. If you go for that Falling Sword, you not necessarily take Indestructible every single time. Sometimes you go for the upgrade. And there we go. We see Indestructible still being picked up. Because it's, I mean, the way this game has turned so far, Shat has been the main focus by getting isolated from the Mighty Gust. So this strategy will no longer work because Shat, thanks to the Indestructible, will survive a lot longer.
Well, there goes a huge amount of health once again. Fountain available for Q at least. We've also the Evil Murkies continue to try and defend. There's the barrel. And there with the bolt, though, that he gets on 20. Able to escape this time. And the dunk! Getting the Chaos Pads there.
Oh my god.
That is beautiful.
Once again, I mean, these Infernal Globes from Ethereal Angel will single-handedly win them the game. If they get another one, maybe, they could have even pushed for the core, but as it is, I think they're trying to go for Shen, maybe get him. No.
Gust.
Good disengage Gust here to keep him
Also
safe.
not staying out on the map with that much health, just backs all the way up to the fountain to heal up to full health again. Liquid though,
yeah, Arcane wasn't even with him, by the way. He was split pushing on the top lane.
Nice. Yeah, doing Zool things, just split pushing, getting some Scullies up. Very nice.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, Zool just doing Zool things. And I mean, they were forced to do stuff like that because they had to get 20 themselves. So you can't actually blame the Zool player here because it was probably a call being made in the voice communications like, hey, we need someone to split soak, so we get 20 as well. So don't jump to easy conclusions here just now.
Yep, turned in by ZZZ there, getting all his coins in, gets chunks, but he has Grounding Brew. He's able to tank through all of this.
That is actually a very good point you made there, because normally we don't see Grounding Brew too often here at level 1 for Shen. You see stuff like Regeneration Master sometimes, but look at these chunks. I mean, he's tanking damage for days.
Yeah, he is just standing on the point. That's his job right now, but the chunk catches Arcane there with a little bit of damage. ZZZ creeping forward here, actually, moving forward bit by bit, giving his team more room. There he goes with the kick. There's the barrel. Can he wrap around? He wants them.
He's going all the way in. It makes it a lot harder for Get 'em Head to time his cleanse here. But Sport Billy doing another beautiful mob. But this time... Are you kidding me? I mean, not only the Falling Sword, but also the Globe once again by AZMODUNK, man. Team Liquid, they're losing a member every single time, but then they turn it around with a solid maw and a decent follow-up. So definitely kudos to these guys. That's 4 people dead, and Tyrande taking another one. She tries to mount up, the shield glare comes in, and I don't think Lothar is going to get away with this.
Dad, try to give chase. Asmo, give it up. Oh no, gets it in mud.
I don't know what to say. I mean, Ethereal Angel, he must have the time of his life there. I mean, that's exactly the kind of AZMODUNK game you want to have. Stacking like a baller, and of course, getting those dunks in. GG, guys. Team Liquid winning the game with a little bit of a fun strat, but it worked out really nicely. Evil Murkies, though, we gotta give credit to those guys. They played the team fights extremely well, isolating Shad a couple of times, killing Zagara. But overall, it was just a little bit too much. And let's actually take a look here at the stats. Sport Billy, man. And AZMODUNK, of course. Look at these damage number Tetchers.
Yeah, they did a fairly huge amount. You don't see AZMODUNK's numbers as high as like Zagara's because all his damage comes in like single shots. Whereas someone like Zagara just does huge amounts of damage over and over and over. And same with Li Ming, over and over and over. Just continuous damage coming out. Whereas AZMODUNK is just like, I'm going to take half your health off. But then I have to wait a little bit before I can do it again.
So... I think the problem for Evil Murkies was also the fact that they only had a Tyrande as a solo heal. They would have needed another support maybe to keep the health bars up. But then again, you don't really know what Team Liquid was going for, because I think AZMODUNK was the last pick, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
So it's really hard to anticipate an AZMODUNK. I mean, maybe on Blackheart's Bay, due to the way the map works, it's maybe a little bit of a giveaway, but you can't really blame the drafting here. But if it were best of 3, for example, Evil Murkies could have prepared themselves a lot better for the next games.
Yeah, like I'm looking at the composition that Team Liquid ran here. There's not really a huge giveaway that this is what they were going for. Like, Johanna was picked, yes. Rhaegar was picked, yes. But there's standard picks. There's no giveaway that AZMODUNK was coming out there. It was just a last pick. It was just like, well, fine. This works out really well for us, and it was brilliant.
Yeah. So, yeah, we see pretty awesome games today. I'm really happy with the way the Birthday Bash is actually going, guys. So once again, why don't you check out the sponsors here as well? We've got Bayer Dynamic, we've got Lioncast, Spartanian.de, and of course, Stormkings.de. A very nice fan site, especially for German-speaking people. Definitely give them a shout out and let them know that you are very happy with the way this tournament works. We're gonna go into another short break, and this time we actually have word of a secret preparation ritual coming in from My Insanity. They're currently boot camping here, I think, and I hear that that we've got a video ready for you guys. Let's see how they are preparing themselves for the upcoming World Championship, and let's see what they have to say about the 1-year anniversary. Also, there will be a giveaway on Twitter once again. Get your fingers ready. There will be another code on the Twitter. In the description down below, you can get to a link. I'm also going to post in the chat, so don't go anywhere, guys. Talk to you in a bit.